All right, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Milak Banisim Olkada Dr. Blimilo is like Kibun. Long Tramlo summarize him sampler or talk and I give him context. Long display law, time by short to mass, long me not give him full assistance long treasurer. But this law is a good law, Mr. Speaker. It has been 66 years since the Australian Parliament passed this law for and on behalf of our people. The original of this law that has operated for the last 66 years, Mr. Speaker, approved him 16 years before independence, and since independence come in after that, this law administering outside country gives him revenue. No wonder why our revenue has been poor for a long, long time, Mr. Speaker. Today I am pleased to be part of this Parliament. Thank you. You yet, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, all the members of Parliament, both sides of the House. I pay my respect to the opposition leader, to the member for Karaku, member for Hiri, I beg your pardon, and others who have offered support for this law with appreciation that this government and the Treasurer, we are trying our very best to tidy on many legacies that we carry from our past, including unbundling from full cycle of colonialism. This is one colonial law that we are eradicating from our House today, Mr. Speaker. This law Parliament passing some good law too. And I mean like to thank you, local members of Parliament. Many times you mean I appreciate it. Sitting right through lunch, from morning committee, including you, Mr. Speaker, laws and independent commission against corruption. Since the late Tony Siaguru talked law 1984 or 82, 84, 85. Look at man serious law passing this law until me black map office. Now you may moving through. Yes, plan talk outside, maybe good law, but real action takes place inside. But eventually the laws are brought to pass. We pay respect alongside you joining me plan and you passing anti-terrorism law. You know, long time go finish, two session go finish. Governor of ECB and we pay recognition long repeal of anti-sorcery act now. This like last month law you be passing and we krabusin. This like German pasta and we talk this like Mary and poison Mary. You may also this like Parliament not too long ago you may send him constitutional foundation. Long separate him Supreme Court go on top, appeals court come underneath, and national court him yet. Long possibly banish him Supreme Court and national court lo behind. Long no can got one talk system. Think long one talk because he got plenty relation all over the place. So Supreme Court go him yet, national court stop him yet, appeals court come inside. Some of the fundamental framework that carries our country has been relooked at by this government more so. At the 50th anniversary of our nation, I want to appreciate the bipartisan manner in which good laws are being discussed and supported by both sides. The Mining Act, some of the Operational Act, the Mining Act, this Parliament passed, Mr. Speaker, for the first time now, before 2020, we never knew how much was produced at Lihir. We never knew how much was produced at Pogra. And we were sitting there as lame duck for the declaration on production for us to be taxed. Today, we have live data right into the heart of Lihir to know exactly how much they're producing. Likewise, Pogra, and of course our own Octeri, to name a few. This and Walkley, members of Parliament. I mean, like to thank you, Lord Yuplagada. Some laws may still need improvement, including this law. Mr. Speaker, I have with me here this law bottled water. You interpret him tupla way. By you talk him half empty, or by you talk him half full, Mr. Speaker. Yimil Garay no got same head. I want to ask rest of you, see from a half full perspective, not pessimist, negative, half empty perspective all the time. Attempts must be made to change our country for the better, and it starts here in revisiting the architecture that holds this country together, including laws. Life as members of parliament, fundamental work for you, Mr. Speaker, work for me. In all of DSIP, PSIP, Connect PNG, etc. It is to pass laws that governs the administration. Connect PNG, PSIP, DSIP, provincial government, DDA, etc. Whereby you can see money lo make him all road lo kind of some last place lo me all call him village all call him Wagala or Hamuta. Where will I get the money if we do not find the money? This country is the 16th in the world in as far as resource density is concerned. Peaceful you lo solwara within the 3 million plus square kilometers of solwara we got. 18 to 25% of world's tuna supply. Yet you miss sleep now, I'll kiss him yet ago. You miss sleep now, I'll kiss him skelly stuff. If I could use this word. So this was law. And make him long he got accountability, longer resource limit better. And so I want to appeal to all of us that Treasurer is a kind-hearted man. He's not a dictator. It's given us enough room if we are serious as legislator and some of us we can fight in Brussels here. Now talk too much, but you minister walk. You minister walk. Check him this law. I'm open to you gonna check him. Read him good. You make it until December. Me like give him talks. I don't have January 1st. Whether you stakeholder, industry, every one of you, I got until budget this year to make whatever necessary other else amendments we need to do. November this year. We must. This is part of my government's Take Back PNG worldview. This is part of my own manifesto. Some things I believe is locked into this one. I will work out tomorrow. You get me out of this chair. I'm happy. For instance, I'll give you some quotations of sections very soon. Mihamamas, this will law come inside. You like reading to our small people, especially in the 85%, if not 90% in the rural enclaves. Section 129, this law offering incentive or investments for rural areas. Lewa blumi how much to mas or lik man meri for rural areas got incentive. Mr. Speaker, talk to you milo manu special tax exemption province. I'm still inside law this plan. Lovely. Manu's province is named as a special province with a tax enclave. Mr. Speaker, inside law and 2 and we protecting special economic zone concept me. Mr. Speaker, inside law and 2, something we're missing up, member of Lotari, 2002. Lo fight, lo oil, na gold, na gas, na resource owners. I'm stop inside. You look long, section 150, subsection 2. And we defining royalty better. No more about Minister of Mining or Petroleum or Fisheries or Forestry or Prime Minister. But fight or negotiate. You like give me 2% and me talk 2% at gross. Governor Ndialu would understand this. Governor of Hela Province, Governor of Enga Province. Right now, law he talk. Royalty tasol but albarausim. Depreciation costs. Albarausim cost of exploration. Albarausim cost of production. Can cost equana. True like PNG LNG today. Lot of 2% royalty but also 1.2% stuff. This law now I'm giving look sour. You like give royalty. Lord Papa Grant, name him. Papa Grant. You know oil na gold na mining tasol. Papa Grant of fish. Papa Grant of forestry. You like give royalty at gross. Law clearing, not at net. So making me silly good. Me no got need to fight one time all investor na talk. Me like in slow people no me no law he give him. Law he give him. This is a law too. And he also looks away. Law lik bad Mary. Planeta you me harem or some more super funny me walk. How much a year? 40 a year, 35 a year. Now you mean like finish now, but me text you text him again now. Read him section 118, me no text man, me no accounted. Mary Lumita Solem accounted. 119. Or legally man or finish work but none of kisim. Finish pay blow, pension blow on, no got taxes. Oligotas. Tresra. No God one blood tresra before you walk in this blood. Tresra, thank you, Lord. Or legally man married too, said he got legally business. Read him section 141 and protect him or legally line who said got business. One blood talk, one blood very experienced lawyer of the country, a senior member of parliament, the honorable member of senior Yongumuk. And we talk now how side by it treat him. All agreement he may give him finish, Fiscal Stability Act, me like give him belly silam. No got long man stablo this law side law making this law. No got long man. Section 28 this law and banish him. I give him look sour. Long all contract agreement he may got finished. I mean banish him this law. Section 164, subsection 16, part B, for emphasis, says that this act will not repeal previous agreements takes precedence. So, Mila, I want to give assurance to our investors who are tuning in. This law is not retrospective. It protects agreement we have. And so this country is a fair country. ExxonMobil, Barrick, Total, Newmont, Harmony, and the list goes on. We value your presence. Santos, our greatest beneficiary of this country's transactional past. So we respect and protect agreement signed. But I want these investors also respect my country's desire to get a little bit more from my people. Respect my country's desire to get a little bit more for my people. But I see CPICO, our autonomous region of Bougainville. It baffles my mind when the member for ECPIC questions that government must not raise revenue. What sort of logic is this? Well, this country needs development. What sort of logic is this? So logic. Tax laws are to raise revenue for our country. So that we raise revenue to support provinces, districts, LLGs, wards, a national agenda. It just doesn't make sense. Does not make sense. Sometimes we claim ourselves to be intelligent, but wisdom is vacuum in that intelligence.
You got point of order. Honorable Governor, what's your point of order?
I think the PM needs to have some grace because my comments were in relation to the good minister for labor and employment at the back when she suggested that we should allow more money to go to our consumers. And it was in that regard that, and I pointed out quite correctly, that the government was going to raise more and more money. So, me no talk yaman, me talk true here. Na mi support him talk long. Minister blongem yet sinan lo backside. You know blongem lo come now na tokol say more. Me talk no gat simply because I pointed out the fact that it will mean more money for the government. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I want to withdraw the inferences made to my good brother, but the rationale is simple. If there's any opportunity to raise revenue to support development agenda, we must raise revenue. We must raise revenue. This bill does not add additional tax, but clarifies the shady gray areas so that the treasurer has the flexibility to collect more. And I want to point to federal laws, for instance. A few elements of the economy that is sometimes overlooked, it supports. It supports the insurance industry for the first time. The insurance industry. We have lost insurance industry in the last 15 years. They're running away in leaps and bounds. You ask all businessmen in the room. I'm not a businessman, never will be. But a good business is anchored on insurance. I point to all of you. Have a look at this law. It talks about protecting insurance. To the bankers, those who are in the banking sector, it affirms Treasurer's commitment to you last year when he went to budget, that a high of 45% is now being regressed down to a low of 35% within the medium term. And hopefully in time, Pangu Party believes in a policy of lower tax regime for our country. And if I have it my way, if I could influence the Treasury and government further into time, as soon as we consolidate on a fair, equitable tax collection regime. And I want to say thank you to Mr. Koem and his team from IRC. 2018, tax revenue was at 8 billion kina. Tax regime, even at the peak of PNG LNG production, 8 billion kina. 2024, 16.8 billion kina collection. 100% put up, even at no increase to tax. We know what it takes. Without increasing tax, we could collect and increase more revenue. This one, I want to give assurance to our people out there, to the small people. It gives, put money back to you in your pocket. Consolidates first-time home buyers, those who are buying home, valued up to 700,000, this law entrenches it. You will no longer pay the stamp duty tax. I want to put it to the floor and Treasury. Those at Treasury team, next year we come to budget, remove tax from the GST tax from first-time home buyers in our country. We must remove this one. Part of our work towards putting back more money to the pockets of our people. The removal of tax from those who are withdrawing or retiring from pension is putting back more money to the people. And I want to also point, for instance, to the bigger companies, whilst we protect your place of investment, we also have given you some incentives. Section 104 talks about deduction for exploration. You do exploration in my country, you get deduction. And you get deduction, and it gives clarity around, Section 105 gives clarity on depreciation. Sometimes we hide behind depreciation. There's a sunset clause to depreciation. You will not have perpetual depreciation. There must be a sunset clause to depreciation. We have certain big projects in our country who hide behind depreciation and forever not declare tax. Gone are these days. We are no longer 1975. We may not be accountants, but we can read accounting books. I want to also point, Section 74 talks about price transfers. So said you operate a business law country, no can make him price transfer. Put him lo sip, na declare him sem golo Malaysia, no kadem golo China, na you declare him this legally here. Section 74 ring fences price transfer. I want to also point to capital gain tax and non-profit taxes, something close to my heart. We put inside so that we have a fair place. You gain a certain threshold, Treasury is able to tax from you. And so I just want to put to all of us, it may not be full to everyone's expectation. This may be half empty by your expectations. For me, I see it half full. The construct of this law intends well for our country, doesn't impede or add burden to current taxpayers, but secures our people, especially rural people in our country. I want to corral all members of parliament join me in passing this monumental law. And if there is need for improvement, to the member for ECPIC and others who are here, please read this law. I give you our fullest assurance. Any good law will be supported by us, especially the laws to secure and empower our people and our country. Thank you, Mr. Treasurer. Mr. Speaker, I put to you this law for us to support.